Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.6 SE Plus, obviously diesel car. One of these new facelift versions which look absolutely fantastic. This car's covered 69,000 miles, finished in passion red, as you can see, which looks absolutely stunning up close. Sorry, I'm slightly under the trees here doing this because it's better to do it in the shade than it is in direct sunlight, because you just don't get a proper view of the car. Really nice car, very nice condition. Bond of the car generally good. There are light stone chips obviously with the age of miles, some of which have been touched in already, but it is again exactly what you'd expect to see. Near side lovely and smooth in the panel work. Near side alloy absolutely spot on. It's got this paint, looks absolutely lovely on these cars. It's rather naffily named passion red, but I have to say in the flesh it looks absolutely stunning. Around the back of the car you get the new smoked glass and diffuser on these later versions as well. Again, it's all subtle, but it really does. It's a really nice facelift they did on the car. Offside of the car, again, really clean. There is one little indentation I want to show you. The whole point of doing the video is that it is small, size of my sort of little fingernail, just there. Remaining panels, very clean indeed. It really is. Very nice condition. Bit of curbing on this offside front alloy there, but in reality this one's priced very aggressively. I think it just represents amazing value for money. Coming to the back of the car now, it's been kept really well. There's a space saver in this one as well, by the way, not just the inflation kit. So but the fact that the load liner fitters protected the carpets beautifully. Coming to the back of the car now, lots of leg room, and unlike so many Civics which have been really heavily used, this one's been kept very nicely. Let's come inside on the front of the passenger side. Again, all lovely and clean and tidy. Passenger seat, minimal use. So inside the car now, as always, I have the engine running, so the dash can be seen illuminated. Dashboard, like the rest of the interior, is in fantastic condition. Radio and information display panel there, working exactly as it should. Pop the car into reverse, that lovely clear gridded parking camera, all working exactly as intended. But so it's been kept very well indeed. Just come up here for you, hopefully. You see 69,466 miles, and there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all. It has been kept really well, this car. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.6 SE Plus diesel. This car is registered WM15WLZ, and mileage at the start of the road test is 69,466 miles. The reason we do all of our videos, and especially this road test section, is to ensure that if anyone is online looking at any of our cars, they actually get to see the very advertised car in operation. And the reason we feel it's important is very simple. It's because, like so many people, we've been to see cars which have looked absolutely fine in photographs and description, but only to get there and find out that the car's got an obvious fault that shows up when you drive the car. So hence that's why we do it. Also done on these very quiet country roads in this absolutely beautiful part of Gloucestershire, and this actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on. And the reason for that is simple. It's so hopefully it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. So coming to the car, been very well looked after this car. It does drive absolutely beautifully, exactly as it's meant to, and we know these cars intimately. This car, as you know from the walk around section, came in as a part exchange to us, but obviously we do buy these cars as a matter of course. Pardon me. Engine starts absolutely instantly and settles to a completely smooth, even idle. There's no warning lights on the dashboard at all related to the engine or any other part of the car, and temperature gauge is running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda vehicle, and it's been running for quite some time now. The engines are sensational, absolutely brilliant. Basically people buy these cars, let's be honest with you, because you buy it for economy and being cheap to run. You know, the fact is it cost $0 to tax it for the year. As a gentleman said who part exchanged it, and I back him up on that, he was getting shorter trips, 60 to 65 to the gallon on the motorway, driving at the legal limit, 75 to 80. I mean, they are incredibly fuel efficient, amazing engine, and the economy actually comes quite easily to the car as well. It's not one of these cars where you've got to really be gentle with them. Notwithstanding that, you should still try and drive as economically as you can. You know, try not to brake heavily, and you know, gauging what's going on front, smooth, changing up early, is, you know, using the econ button on the engine as well helps. But you know, a fabulous engine. Engine then feeds through into the clutch and gearbox. The clutch on the car is absolutely perfect, right point, exactly where it's meant to be. It's nice and smooth in operation. Gearbox is your classic Honda, brilliantly done. Honda want all their controls to have a really nice tactile feel to them, and the main controls like the pedals, the wheel and the gear lever should all have a kind of a meaty, mechanical, slick feel, and this is what it gives you. The gear change is brilliantly done, and that's exactly as it would have felt when it was new. It just felt $0 wear on it at all. Steering of the car again is really nice. It's the whole steering chassis thing, because most family cars, they're there to get you from A to B, but they have very little soul. The Civic does. It's a car that really is really engaging to drive, and the steering is the main part of that, because it's quick, it's direct, it you know, there's no slack. You just, as soon as you turn, the whole car's going with it. It's really nicely weighted as well, so it feels very confident on the road, but without that horrible over-lightness that plagues so many cars. It also tracks dead straight. There's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. And the chassis works with it brilliantly, because you know, as quick as the steering is, the chassis copes with it. Corners flat, the handling's brilliant. It's got a lovely, what I call, front end on the car, so when you turn in, it really likes to turn the car. There's no kind of pushing on unnecessarily, and it works all four wheels with enthusiastic driving. You know, for those who still like their driving, these are a real sort of go-to car. But it also then manages to give you, which is the genius of the chassis, this incredibly compliant and supple ride. It is really, really well judged. Only kind of the sharpest of ridges will catch it out, as it would do any car. But you know, for what it does 99% of it absolutely brilliantly. This section of the road, by the way, is, as I often say, it's like the surface of the moon. It's horrible. And there's absolutely no rattles or clonks coming from underneath the car at all, so it's spot on. I'm going to give the brakes a good shove, make sure no one's hold on to my phone so it doesn't go flying off. But really nice, solid brake pedal on the car. Powerful, no pulsing, no vibrations coming back through the pedal at all, so all in very fine order. So finally coming inside, this, by the way, is how the car has been delivered to us. It doesn't really need a clean. It's been kept really, really well. And it's a real credit to its last owner. I've always loved the interiors of Civics, which I always say, you know, it is a personal opinion, but I like the fact that it does draw an opinion. You know, I think good design generally does. But what is undoubted is beautifully put together. No squeaks, no rattles. It's a brilliantly bolted together car. But from my point of view, I just love the fact that it's driver focused. So when you get in the car, you got this really smart looking dash design. The most conventional part is the centre part here with your radio and your dual zone climate control. Pumps out absolutely ice cold air, by the way, because you actually put a new pump in that not that long ago. You've got a two-tier design dashboard, which is genius. So high up, you've got the digital readout for the speedo, so I can just look at the road ahead, pedestrians, whatever happens to be, but keep my eye on my speed without taking my eyes off the road. It's perfection, absolutely brilliant. To the left of it, you've got a information display panel. So if you make sort of changes to the radio or sort of fan speed there, rather than having to look down into the car at the small display, you get it displayed big and bold up front there. Down below the Speedo, you've got this conventional pod of dials with big rev counter in the middle, flanked either side by temperature and fuel gauges, and you've got this lovely thick rimmed leather bound steering wheel which just feels like new to hold. It really is a lovely car in every way, and I've been selling them for nearly 3 decades, and so we know these well, and this drives as close to new as you could expect any car to drive. It just feels as tight as a drum on the road. As always though, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate, do give us a call.